Hot dog.
Hot dog.
That does. That brings it back with energy.
It does, right?
These guys are British.
I know. Makes no sense.
That's hilarious.
It's fucking fantastic.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Everybody. Captain's Jug of Thoughts. We're back after quite a long break. I mean, we haven't done one actually at the Jug in a while.
No, we haven't.
Last one we did, you were in Florida.
I was.
Swimming with dolphins.
That's right. And that's why we brought it back with a little hot dog at the beginning there.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yep.
Hot dog. It's a national sensation.
It's going to become one.
So we're back at the Jug. The hullabaloo of the holidays is over. How was all the holidays here?
The holidays here were good. We had a great Christmas. We had a great New Year's. And I have no complaints.
Really?
Yeah, everything was very solid.
Everything
Drank a
went
lot of
smoothly?
champagne,
Nice.
as you might imagine. I gave up my no sugar thing for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, because when we last left you, Cap was doing your own diet,
Right.
Your invention of a diet, but as soon as the holidays hit, that shit goes out the window.
It sure does, and I put like 12 pounds on, which means I'm still down like 7.
Yeah, that's good. You're hovering around the middle.
Yeah.
It's it's impossible, because it seems like everybody just throws it out the window. And do you really want to be that one person who's like, no, I'm not having cheese?
Nah, and like,
Yeah, come on.
and me of all people, it wouldn't even work.
No. And
People would just slap me and be like, "Are you okay?"
you just got to dog it down. And then there's the classic, January 2nd of every year, every gym in the country has got a line out the door.
Exactly.
Not me. I'm keeping it going. I'm just going to pile through till next year.
Yeah.
There's no resolutions. They're all bullshit anyways.
I was going to do January 2nd, and then I decided January 10th would be a good day for me to actually start back on the diet. So
The 10th?
today is my last day. I ate a giant chocolate chip cookie earlier, and now it's over, I think.
That's funny.
So
You have such a sweet tooth.
I really do.
You're
It's
like
ridiculous.
Augustus Gloop from Willy Wonka. You dive in the river of chocolate.
For somebody who drinks as much alcohol as I do, it's strange that I have such a sweet tooth, because usually it's kind of like one or the other.
Yeah.
Well, I got both, and that's bad.
Do you ever get those, they make like chocolatey beers, a chocolate stout?
I actually ordered a Shinerbach s'mores.
I was going to say s'mores, but I was like, no, that's from South Park. That's not real.
It's real.
Okay.
It's the real deal. I've got it on tap right now.
Nice. Does
And,
that, because
it's
that's
good.
that's mixing the two evils together.
It is, and that's what you might think, but like
no.
it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. You
Like,
want to have them separate.
I had a short glass of it the other night, and I had already tried it, but I had a short glass of it the other night, and it's all good, and it's definitely somebody's cup of tea, but it's just not mine.
Yeah.
So
That's funny, man. It's like when they did the chips that taste like a McDonald's cheeseburger.
yeah,
It's not supposed to taste like a s'more. It's a liquid.
right.
They just infused it with the flavor. That's the future.
Yeah,
You thought flying cars, you thought wrong.
nope. Flying cars are still a ways out. We're gonna do the infusion thing first.
Yeah, no, we're going to make everything taste like s'mores first. That's the level of importance.
Yeah.
What needs to come first? As a society, what do we need more?
Yep.
What, are you in that much of a hurry?
I hope not.
So, yeah, the holidays went good, smooth. That's good.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes holidays are a tricky time of the year.
They
'Cause
can
it's
be.
like, I don't know. I've come to the point of just almost damn near avoiding the whole goddamn thing. We used to just leave the country most of the time, which was glorious.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, but it's all right. You do the things you got to do. I don't really make too much of a big deal out of it. I mean, I guess if you have kids, it's a different story. But I don't know. Yeah, so I don't
But
really.
neither of us do. So
No. But you've got the children of the jug.
well,
You need
yeah,
to take care of them.
Technically, I have hundreds of kids, but
Yeah. And they're all
half of them are older than me.
bunch of giant toddlers.
Yep.
But that's good. There were no, incidents. Like I'm saying, like Christmas and all that shit can like put people in a weird mood, a bad vibe. Maybe because the weather isn't like it wasn't
wasn't bad
crazy
at all.
apocalyptic cold at all. It's
No.
like just long fall.
Right.
Yeah, this global
That's, like,
warming
kinda
thing's
what
really
we've had.
working out for us. Some of you other places might be flooded, but we're enjoying it.
We're loving it.
Yeah. That's good. New Year's. What about New Year's at the Jug? What
New
happens there?
Year's was good. We drank a lot of champagne.
Yeah.
I gave out free champagne at midnight and then kept it rolling until about, I don't know, 1:30. And then, then I cut the champagne off because I figured everyone had had enough. And
Yeah.
I don't know how new this law is, but during the week on New Year's Eve, you get an extra hour no matter what.
Really? For like, as far as the bars open?
Yeah, the bar's open for an extra hour. So, like, it should
When
have been
does it
closed
usually
at 2
have to
o'clock.
close? It's supposed to close at 2?
It's supposed to close at 2, but we looked it up, and we had till 3, which was fantastic because
cool.
we still had like 25, 30 people here at 2 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, wait, we have another hour.
Do it. Yeah.
Go. I'm like, everyone here's Ubering? Because everyone was like, I got an Uber.
Oh, my God.
So
we
it
need
was
to get
perfect.
an Uber. That's the person I would love to talk to.
It was
is an
so
Uber driver for
perfect.
New Year's.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, an Uber driver for New Year's has to be like a fantastic guest.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't see. I was in New York, the Big Apple. I was Big Apple.
Sure were. How was the old Fishers?
Fish was fantastic. 2 nights of Fish at MSG. We did the second 2 nights of a 4-night run. So we're all packed up, ready to go in the morning. So we went Sunday and Monday.
Okay.
So on Saturday night, bags packed, tickets in the bag, ready to go. Literally getting up and leaving the next morning. I'm listening to the show from Saturday.
Right.
And you know that everything they play Saturday, you're not going to get Sunday.
Of course.
So I'm listening to them. The second set just banger after banger after
Right.
banger. And I'm just like, no. Then they drop into Tweezer. I'm like, no. They do like a Funky Wolfman's. I'm like, stop fucking playing. And like the whole night, I'm just like, God damn it. And like everyone, you're looking online and everyone's like, this is a legendary show. I'm like, son of a bitch. They busted their nut. But no, man, those two nights were just incredible. Especially
course.
MSG. That's a special place.
Right.
And they can make it like, well, a lot of rock shows are all about being a bit larger than life, and they can make it so small. Like they have the ability, like when Fish is being tender,
Yeah.
that whole place is just quiet and like all in the moment together, and it seems like it's a tiny little building. It's
Right.
amazing how they can do that.
Yeah, and it's
But then
Madison Square Garden.
They make it explode. Yeah, it moves.
Right.
We're in the 100 level, and it shakes. It bounces with people.
Sure.
And if you're bouncing with it and you're grooving, you don't notice it.
Right.
And then if you stop to, get a drink or whatever, you start to notice the whole building shaking.
Yep.
Because it's
I've
made.
been at shows like that.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
Well, that's, surrender to the groove. That's what you got to do, or
Right.
they'll buck you off like a mechanical bull.
That's right. They really will.
Like when they played Rock and Roll by Velvet Underground, like it was bouncing.
man.
There was a little bit of shaking, and then it was straight up bouncing.
Right.
Because those are built like that.
Yep.
To with the way a building is supposed to sway with the wind.
Yeah.
They're built like that, or it'll just crumble.
Exactly.
But we didn't see. There was champagne at the show, and obviously it's a Fish show at New Year's. There was intoxication left and right. But
Sure.
we didn't see not one unruly, crazy thing. It was the most peaceful, awesome experience. There was a guy behind us who reminds me of a friend of ours who was profusely sweating and just, at the time of his life, it was hilarious. He was into it, but it was all just peaceful and great and nice. And then you exit and you walk out into New York City, which is just like, it's trashed. And the first thing you see is 2 dudes in suits, like Wall Street looking guys, and one guy's carrying a girl and with the classic high heel pump hanging off her foot, dangling while he's carrying her like a baby.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Fuck you, you motherfucker." We want to go back into the show. It was nice in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's pretty ugly out here. But still, it's a beautiful time. Beautiful thing.
Of course.
Yeah, and then you were texting me late into the evening because we were both up.
Yeah, well, it was New Year's Eve. Mm-hmm. And people
Good stuff.
generally are.
Good stuff. There was one year we were in like Key West or something. Friends of ours had a house, so we just went down and we went and enjoyed all this stuff. And then I think we might have flown in that day or something. By the time it was New Year's, we were already like in bed, like falling asleep, and you could hear the streets outside just
Sure.
like 3, 2, 1, ah. And I just rolled over. I'm like, Happy New Year, I love you, and then just right back to sleep. That was good.
In 1996, I think, I saw Ozzy on New Year's Eve in Denver.
Nice.
And Ozzy, he's a mess.
Yeah. 96. So is this sober Ozzy? I don't know his timeline of when he was.
Even when Ozzy's sober, it's hard to tell if he's sober.
The damage has been done.
He can be totally sober, and he still sounds like he's been drinking for 18 hours.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell.
And he's the best.
So we saw him in what was McNichols Arena at the time, and now the Pepsi Arena. I remember we didn't know it, but Geezer Butler showed up at the show.
Nice.
And so they're playing fucking War Pigs.
Beautiful.
At midnight.
Wow.
And which is an all-time.
Yeah, of course.
The best. And all of a sudden, Ozzy's just like, wait a fucking minute, everyone. Wait a fuck. 10, 9, 8. We were like, oh my God. So, New Year's is great, is the point. But, it was just, something else. Seeing like iconic bands, I suppose, like someone like Ozzy, someone like Fish,
Yeah.
It's
the moment. They're celebrating the moment. And the whole point of New Year's is the countdown to a moment.
Yeah.
And then there's just the explosion. And then the party, the feeling of being new. I mean, it is a little ridiculous because it's just 1 month to the next, but there is that feeling of it's new, it's fresh, another year. It's like when you're in school and it's the first couple days and you have all your folders are just perfectly organized and there's a new start and you're like, I am going to keep this tight this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it organized. If it never gets unorganized, it's going to be great. And then a month in, it's just, you open your bag and it's just papers fall out like it's a ticket day parade. You know what I mean? Like
right.
you keep it so clean for a few days. So I think, what do we narrow it down to? The 10th is the day where the folders start falling apart. Or you have the one kid who had a stack of paper, and on the front of the stack, it was just his folder had ripped in half, and there's the back of the folder, and he keeps them together like a sandwich at a deli.
Right.
It's just a mess.
Yep.
That's what we're heading to. But at the countdown, at the moment, it's all new.
It's all new.
We're all perfect. We're all going to be better this year.
There was a just reminded me that speaking of that show, there was a magical bathroom at that
Ozzy show.
Yeah, it was a very special place. We all, we took some things to have a little fun at that show, and wasn't working out. So we got to the show, and I was like, "You guys, I gotta take a fucking piss." So I go into the bathroom. I come out of the bathroom, and my one buddy, Sean, is like, I come out of the bathroom, and he goes, "I don't know what just fucking happened in that bathroom, but I'm going in there." Because I came out like stargazed,
You were feeling better?
Oh, my
okay,
God.
so you said it wasn't working out. You meaning it wasn't working or it was working out bad?
No, it just wasn't working.
Just nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Something-
And it had been like well over an hour, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, something about pissing.
I don't know if it was
my
something about
experience-
pissing,
in my
or if it was
experience,
just
yeah.
or if it was the lighting in there, or the
Yeah.
mirrors, or.
You were refreshed.
I walked out though, and he was like, as soon as he saw me, he was like, "I'm going to the bathroom."
It worked.
And he came out, and the exact same thing happened. And then our other two buddies were like, "Bathroom." And all of a sudden, we just, all four of us, like, had the greatest night ever. Like, I mean,
The magical bathroom.
it was the magical bathroom. It was so fucking weird.
It refreshed your soul.
Apparently.
Yeah. It was brand new. Something about urinating, too, I think.
Yeah, man.
It kickstarts the whole system.
We had such a wonderful time after that. And we were a little nervous.
Yeah.
Because they were like,
Wasted the whole thing.
"Son of a bitch, like, what
New
the fuck?"
Year's, yeah.
It's New Year's, we're seeing Ozzy, and we didn't even know about Geezer yet.
Wow, yeah.
So, and they played probably, I don't know, 4 songs before they introduced Geezer, I want to say. And then all of a sudden he's like, "I'd like to introduce special guests for this evening." And we were like, "Whoa, who the fuck's this going to be? We didn't know there was a special guest.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah. He's like, Mr. Geezer Butler. We were like,
Yeah. Losing your minds.
So, yeah, and that's like, we were really in then. So it was great.
I didn't hear about any other. I mean, there's New Year's stuff all over. New York had I mean, the whole city was just started to get locked down at like 1 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Like you'd see cops at every corner. They're blocking it. In order to walk down certain blocks, you needed to show proof of residence. They were lining people up to get in. Because you got to get in if you want to go see the ball drop at Times Square. You're locked in there for hours. Hours and hours and hours.
Right.
And as far as I've heard, no bathroom break, and you're just cattled in there. I don't know why anybody would want to do that.
I don't either.
But there were a ton of people lined up, tourists and whatnot lined up, and the whole city was. And I'm like, oh yeah, they do all this too. Like I'm just here for this show.
Right.
I feel like none of you even pay attention to what's going on. But yeah, the whole place was ready to go.
Right.
I don't know what else was going on because they have parties all over the country.
Sure. Well, I know that Mo played
Oh yeah, they played in Rochester. I think.
Rochester. Yep. So I know a couple people went to that, and they said they had a great time. They said Rob's daughter, who is somewhere between 10 and 12 years old, she came out and sang. Shit, I can't remember. She came out and sang a song with them though, and she asked if it was okay to say like, have a good fucking night, like, or something like that.
Dude, kids swearing is the best.
Yeah, so, Rob was like, yeah, since New Year's, go ahead, And as soon as she went backstage, he's like, just so everyone knows, she asked me ahead of time if she could say that to all you morons. Which I thought was really great.
Oh, I probably brought the house down.
Yeah, have a good fucking night, guys. And everyone's like, ooh.
Yeah. Dude, little kids swearing is the best.
It's super funny.
Especially when they don't know they're doing it. There's a bunch of YouTube videos of kids saying, they're trying to say something, but it sounds like something else.
Right.
And it's hilarious.
It's super funny.
When Alexa first...
it's not what you want your kid to say every day.
But it's hilarious because it's an adorable little voice saying something horrible.
Exactly. It's so great.
Yeah, it's really funny. When Alexa first came out, there was a video of a kid trying to like do something to Alexa, like order something or play a song or a show,
right?
And it misunderstood him, and it's like now playing Big Blonde Beach Bimbo, not like it started playing an adult film, and you hear all the parents are like, no,
no, that's not what we said.
Yeah, it was so funny, and we were joking like the dad's like, Alexa, save the favorites, then stop. Alexa, email me that link. Stop. She's like, what? Nothing. It's just for research.
Yeah, just making sure.
It is so funny.
That's great.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, everybody had a ball. You go into MSG and they got the balloons in the ceiling, which was pretty sweet.
Sure.
And there was always a New Year's gag. Fish always does a gag.
Yeah.
Like something, and you're wondering what it's going to be. And you knew it was going to have something to do with their Halloween band they did, the Halloween set.
Yeah.
The Kazvad Vaxxed or whatever. And it did. They came out and played the Say It To Me Santos song, which is incredible. They've played it once in October.
Yeah.
They never, and then it's obvious it's out there so people can listen to it. But they came out and played it, and the place went nuts like it was their biggest hit, and everybody knew every word.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it's like if anybody doesn't know the story behind their Halloween set, you'd look it up. It's complicated, but it's hilarious and it's brilliant because now all of those songs are infamous, and I love all of those songs.
Yeah.
If they just put those songs out, you'd be like, hey, it's a new Fish, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no Harpool.
No, right.
The way they did it, you love these songs now because it's a different band, but it's not. But they did it, and Trey and Mike were on strings dangling and hanging
I know.
in the air.
I watched the video. It's
what a
pretty
life.
incredible.
What a life.
I know.
They're in like space suits.
It's crazy.
And they're just dangling there in MSG, packed, sold out, the most famous arena in the world, and they're just floating there looking around playing their guitar.
Yeah.
What a point of view.
Jesus.
And I lean over to my girl, I'm like, those guys are at work right now.
Yeah, I know. This is their job.
They're getting paid a lot of money to do this.
A lot of money.
Yeah. But they killed it.
It's incredible.
It was great. And
they're awesome.
Yeah. They just announced their tour today, too. The summer tour.
Oh, did they?
So that'll be... Yeah, there's some... They're not doing Darien. When's the last time they did Darien Lake? It's been a while.
I don't know. I don't even know.
All right, so we get to the shows, We get in our seats. Now, we flew out for this. We went and bought tickets way in advance.
Right.
Spent way too much money on the tickets, but we wanted to go. It was like the biggest thing we're doing this year. So it's like, let's end the year with a bang and go all out. Hotel, flights, everything set up. And we get to our seats, and I'm making friends with the dude next to me. And then some, younger guy sits down in front of us and turns around and goes, "What's up, bros?" And I'm like, "Hey, man." And introduces himself like way too aggressively. He goes, "Hey, man, by the way, if you guys would do me a favor, and I hate asking, but like he wanted us to stub his girlfriend down because she had tickets for another place. So let me just see your ticket stub, and I'll get her down." And I'm just like, I'm doing that thing like where I'm not looking at the guy, I'm just staring out. I'm like, I just got to my seat. I'm here. We're on a goddamn plane. It was all the shit delayed. We got on the wrong train and ended up spending the afternoon rolling through Queens, which is just a giant Niagara Falls. And we're finally at our seats, and there's some kid wanting to take my ticket.
You know what amazes me about this younger generation? They're not afraid to ask for anything. And do you want to know why that is? Is because none of them ever got slapped upside the head.
Yeah.
None of them got spanked when they were children. None of them fucking ever got
they're just
in a fight. Like they just think that everything is just okay to do, and it's like no, it's not.
No, and it's like I get but I don't know this dude, so I'm doing the stare.
But everyone in the younger generation is like that now, and it's just super annoying.
Easy, yeah.
I'm like, you don't just get to ask for everything for free.
Come on, and then all of a sudden you're the dick because you don't want to do it.
And I'm not saying that I'm about spanking and hit, I'm not trying to say that, but
realistic, just a realistic existence.
Sometimes we all need a little slap.
Yeah. Shut up! You're being ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just you guys got the wrong tickets. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Right.
It's going to be dark and no one's going to care who you're next to.
Right.
Just get into. I'm not here to see you. I'm here to see them.
Yeah.
But I'm doing the thing where I'm staring. I'm not looking at him, but I'm looking off at the distance while he's
buddy,
talking
go
to me.
fuck yourself.
And I'm just going, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I don't know.
This is my best version of go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough, man. And I'm just kind of ignoring him. And he's like, I'll be right back. And I don't know this dude. And then the guy next to me was finally the guy next to me was with his friend, who I was talking to them, and his friend had a stroke a year before.
Oh, Jesus.
So he had followed Fish since the 90s. Super nice guy, super nerdy dude. Wasn't one of these hippied out guys, just a nerdy dude who loved this band. We were talking for a while. Great guy. And this was his first show out, but I picking up that they could kind of move around the arena a little easier because they were with this guy who had a cane and everything. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you my." They helped him out, and he was like, "It's
that's cool.
It's fine." He knows if the kid takes off with it, he's not gonna get booted. They got
sure.
But I'm just ignored him, and then the kid walked away, and the dude's like, "You're totally right, just ignore him." But then the kid comes back with his girlfriend and gives the guy his ticket back. So now I'm like, oh. So I was nice to him. Because I was like, oh, all right. I thought I was like, I'm never going to see this kid again.
Sure.
And I'm about to get kicked out of the show that I just flew to.
Yeah. And I'm not having that.
But then I made nice with him. All right. Maybe you weren't lying. Right. And then the next night,
maybe
we get to our seats in another section, and
it's not the same kid.
No, not the same kid, but a dude. I'm making friends with the dude next to me. Him and his wife, totally cool people. And then some other dude sits down in front of me, and he's like, "What's up going on, guys?" And we're like, what? He's like, "You guys together?" And we're like, "No, we just met." He's like, "Well, I got two friends, and they're over there, and we're looking for 4 seats to get." And the dude next to me was just like, "Yeah, no." He's like, "I almost got kicked out of Baker's Dozen for doing that." He's like, "No, come on, man, they're cool." And then he's just like, no. And then he looks at me. I'm like, "What he said?" And then he left, and I'm like, "What the hell is wrong with these kids?" Every time you sit down, it's like they're your waiter. And they're like,
dude,
"Did
it
get
really
you a drink?"
is, man. It's
"Hi, would you
amazing.
like to give me things?"
It's amazing. I've never seen, up until the last few years, I've never seen anything like it. It just never happened before.
It's all Facebook.
It's fucking insane and ridiculous and stupid, and I fucking don't like it.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, find your way.
Yeah.
We did it for our whole lives.
Yeah. With no phones. With nothing.
With no phones.
Yeah. I remember the flip phone where you'd be in class and you'd have to have it in your hand and you'd have to you had to hit each number to type out the text or whatever. I'm talking in my prestigious Sanborn University, the 13th grade. You'd be texting, but you'd have to count the numbers. I was thinking about that the other day. You'd have to hit 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, that is we should be in the military. Like that is.
I remember
like,
when Zach Morris had a fucking phone on Saved by the Bell, and I was like, haha, a cell phone. Yeah, that's funny.
That's crazy.
And it was like as big as a phone booth.
Yeah, it looked like a lawnmower he put next to his head.
Yeah.
But yeah, and now these crazy kids.
These crazy fucking kids.
Crazy kids. It just was like, really? Like, we sit as soon as, like, the same exact scenario. As soon as we sit down, some kid's just like, hey, man, could you just do a thing for a stranger that might get you kicked out of this really expensive, awesome, life-changing show? I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
I think the next show that I go to, I'm going to do that to some like 20-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask them something completely off the wall that they would never expect.
Yeah.
And just see how they melt.
Yeah, I don't know. There's
Can't believe this old dude's asking me this.
Yeah. Let me call my dad. I was
My dad would not be cool with my uncle telling me this.
hey, right, man. Oh, Jesus.
That's
Patriarchy, man. Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. I thought this was going to be fun.
Yeah.
I was at a show one time with my buddy, and I think it was Medeski, Martin, and Wood in like Ithaca or something. And we were both underage, but we wanted beers. So you go make friends with somebody, you know, an older looking person with a beard, and you smoke with them or whatever, and then say, hey, I'll buy the next round. Here, who's going?
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
So you get them to buy you the beers. It works all the time. But we're at the show, and I'm kind of looking around for cool people to hang out with, and I hear like woos and yelling and commotion, and I'm like, that's the party. Those are the people. So I pop into this situation. I'm like, what's going on? Woo! And like they all stop and look at me, and there's something like weird going on. They were all weird, and then an overwhelming smell of vomit hit me.
Oh no!
One dude had vomited on the person in front of him.
Oh god!
And it was like almost a fight, and there was like a girl crying, and they were all trying to break it up. And in the middle of all this, I pop in. I'm like, "What's up?" And then they all stop and they're silent.
Get
they
the
look
fuck
at me.
out of here!
I put it together. What's happening? I'm like, "You guys have a good night." Just on to the next one.
We'll see you later.
Yeah, I was like, "That wasn't the part." Well, those were the party people about an hour ago.
right.
They went too hard.
Yeah, they passed their limit.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we can take a break.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Yeah, we have a few. There's got to be a lot of stuff in the can from when we took a break.
Sure.
I know. We always talk. We were just talking about this. We always think of things we want to do, and then as soon as the mics are on, I'm like, I'm brand new.
Yeah.
I was just born. I've never lived a life. I have no thoughts. But then they all come flooding back.
They all come flooding back, and we always end up rolling too far sometimes with some things. But too far is not really such a thing.
No, it's not.
It always works out.
It's not yet.
One day maybe.
Yeah. You don't know it's too far until it's too far. That was weird.
Yeah, one day we'll do that.
This is the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast. Recorded at the Ontario House. The Stone Jug.
Okay. Welcome to the Captain's Jug of Thoughts. We're back.
We're back.
All right, we got some stories. There's always stories. You always text me phrases that I know what you mean by it. I know that you mean it's for the show.
Of course.
But if anybody were to just look, they'd be like, this is code for something.
Yeah, who's this crazy person?
Yeah, right? So, I don't know, man. Hey, what do you got?
We'll save the bloodbath for another time, so...
Ooh, yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah. So,
do you remember what the other one was? I believe it was called Panty Fleas.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We'll do the Panty Fleas show.
Panty Fleas. Well, that's
So-
2 words. Panty Fleas. So it almost sounds like we're saying antifreeze.
Right.
Okay, yes. Panty Fleas.
So I'm down in Florida, as you know, for the last show. And right after the show,
This is a recent story. This is after we recorded the last one.
yeah,
Okay.
directly after the show, my buddy Crown, who we always talk about, Hot Dog,
Hot dog.
is he's got to go to bed because he's got to work in the morning. And I'm pretty drunk. Him and his wife both have to go to bed. And I'm pretty drunk, and I'm like, I'm going to Uber to a strip club.
Oh, nice. You're that kind of drunk. See, that's it's a beautiful that that's an option now.
Yeah. So he's cracking up. He's like, really? He's like, you're going to go to Panty Fleas? And I'm like, I'm going to Panty Fleas.
Oh, so this is the name of the strip club.
It is not the name of the strip club.
Oh.
It's just that they nickname the strip club.
That's the worst. that's a name that someone else gave them.
It's like the old I don't even know if you'd know this reference, but it's like the old Concord in Canada. It's like the worst strip club in Canada.
It's hilariously bad.
They have a million super good strip clubs in Canada.
Yeah.
As they do in Florida.
Yeah.
But this place is, it's not great.
But is that kind of part of the charm of it?
It is totally part of the charm of it. It's kind of kind of like a dive strip
it's
club.
a dive strip club.
All right.
It's like an old dirty wooden pub.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic.
You don't want to go to the Applebee's of strip
No.
clubs. You want to go to the one that has character.
It has a lot of character.
Or
Trust
if
me.
you went there 100 years ago,
And
there'd be
that
some
day,
peg leg stripper.
that particular day, we had driven his boat out because he had hit a certain mileage on his new motor, where you have to go in and have it tested, make sure that everything's good. Brand new motor, but you get 30 hours or whatever on it. You got to bring it in, get it checked.
Yeah.
Well, we passed this strip club, and I'm like, "What's that place?" And he's like, "That's Panty Fleas." And I'm like, "Panty Fleas? That doesn't sound good." And he's
No.
like, "That's not what it's really called." He's like, "But it's a hilarious place, it's just like a."
What is the real name of it? Do we not want to say?
You know what? I really, it's not that I don't want to say, I just don't remember.
That's great.
Because Panty Fleas is stuck
Panty Fleas.
in my head.
Yeah. Oh, I feel bad. It's the kid who got the bad nickname and no one knows their real name.
Fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and it's literally the only one that's within 20 to 30 minutes of his house.
Where you're at, yeah.
So, and it's, I don't know, it's midnight, 1 a.m, and all the strip clubs are only open until 2 or 3.
So you got to get there.
So, yeah, if I'm going to hang out, I can't spend an hour in an Uber getting to
Get into a place.
the
yeah.
high end one, you know? So I go to this place. I call an Uber, and I go to this place, and it's exactly what I thought it was, So I sit down, I order a beer, I order a shot of tequila,
Yeah.
and I'm already pretty fucked up. If anyone listened to the last show, you can tell that I'm already fucked up.
We were laughing. Yeah, it's hard to do shows over the phone, but you guys were having fun.
We were having a great time,
Yeah.
So I get to the place, and I order a beer and a shot.
Okay.
And the bartender is great. Just cool chick. She does the shot with me, And immediately, this stripper comes up and starts grinding on my leg.
Okay. Well, they're
I'm
good at what
like-
they're doing. They got it figured out.
And
Good service at Panty Fleas.
I'm like, all right, sweetie. I'm like, listen, I'll buy you a shot to leave me alone for 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she was not a good.
It wasn't that. It was just that, I just walked in. Let me settle. I haven't even settled yet.
Yeah, you didn't. That was a little abrupt.
I'm not the type of person that walks in and is like, "Where's the first stripper?"
Yeah.
That's not that. It's not my way. It's not the big thing to me. I'm not much of a let's go get a dance type of guy.
But you want to get comfortable in your environment.
Exactly. And when that happens, I'm not quite as comfortable because I'm just not like, I want to like check out the whole scene.
It was
first,
abrupt.
you know?
I get what you're saying. It sucks when you get to a place and all of a sudden people are in your face.
Yeah. And that's exactly like what this chick did.
I didn't mean that to rhyme, but
And
that was
she's
pretty
like-
sweet.
and she, thanks, buddy.
It was good.
And she's like, oh, sorry. Like, you know.
Is she
if
offended
I'm-
by this?
She's
Did she
like,
take it-
sorry, I didn't know that I was like not your style. And I was like, look, sweetheart, that's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is like, I literally just walked in the door.
Yeah.
And the
That's
last
so
thing I
funny.
want is someone on my lap.
That's so funny because it's like that's the classic guy gets home from work and the wife's like, "How was your day?" He's like, "I just walked in."
Yeah,
And
it
that's
totally was.
That's you at the strip club. You're like, "God damn it, Helen! I just got home."
Yeah, well, I
Let
don't
me
have a
take
wife.
my goddamn
So-
jacket off.
Yeah, I hadn't even gotten that far.
Yeah, it's so funny.
So anyway, you know, so she's like, all right. So she goes over, sits like 4 seats down, and is just looking at me. And
Wow.
I'm
So
like,
she took it a little personally.
I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I'm like, whatever. So I proceed to like have another beer, have another shot, and then here she comes again. No, don't get me wrong. Like, this girl is good looking, like nice body, like nice everything, you know. Like, she's like, when are we gonna do a dance? And I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna do a dance, honey. I'm like, I'm just here, like, trying to relax.
She's
And,
shoving it
like,
at you. Dude, I hate that salesmanship.
Yeah.
When you walk down the street and there's people standing outside a restaurant, come on, you hungry? Come on, bring beautiful wife. Come on.
Right,
And you're like, dude,
right.
I was going to eat here, but you're annoying me now.
Exactly. So anyway, you know, she comes back over again, and I was like, look, fine. I'm like, here's $20. Let's go in the back, you know.
You're reluctantly getting a dance.
Yeah. So we go in the back. She's like, you want to do another song? I'm like, no. I'm like, I really don't. I didn't even want to do this one.
Oh, wow.
You know.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that I didn't find her attractive. It was just that, like, I went there to have some beers at the bar, look over, see some boobs.
Yeah.
Cool. You know, that
You
would
don't
be
want
enough.
to participate.
No, I really didn't. I'm not, like, that much of a participant type guy when it comes to strip clubs, you know? Like,
Yeah.
as much as I love them, just not that guy.
You're there to hang. Some people are there to
Yeah.
get it done.
And like, I'll go up to the stage and just throw a few bucks on the stage, just,
Yeah.
you know, because I understand they're doing this for money. Like, and what I do is for, like, you know, everyone, what they do is for money.
They're kind of, you respect in similar businesses,
Absolutely.
but a little different.
A little bit.
A little different.
So, anyway, that happens. And
So
then
if
I'm back
okay,
at the bar.
this is the example: is if someone walked in the bar and you just ran up to them with a beer that they didn't order and just started trying to pour it down their face.
Yeah.
Be like, "What? I'm giving you a drink. That's
Right.
my job." You're
Yeah.
like, no,
I thought you were ready.
Yeah.
Don't you want a drink? Yeah, I do, but not that one.
Not that one. Yeah. Here's $20. Stop doing that.
So anyway, I you know, the night proceeds, and I hang out for a little while longer. You know, I'm mostly talking to the bartender because, you know, the bartender's kind of who I want to talk to, and you know, I want to look over. And every time I go to the bathroom, I throw $3 or $4 up on the
Yeah.
on the table.
So
to
this
speak.
girl she's got you in her sights.
apparently.
She likes a challenge.
So she comes over again, and you know, I'm like, all right, relax. Like, I'm not, you know, like, I'm like, listen, you know, do you want me to just give you like $40 and we don't have to like really worry about this anymore?
This is why she's doing it. It's working.
So she's like, no, that's not what I want. She's like, can I get this guy a shot? She buys me a shot.
Nice.
So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, you know, blah, blah, blah. So the night proceeds. The bar is closing, so, you know, I get another shot and a beer, the very last call, and I walk out. I call my Uber. My Uber guy comes and picks me up, and we're on our way home, and he's like, dude, did you ever fucking stop at this place? It's, there's this great place that's open up here. It's a taco place.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, let's do it, you know?
Perfect. What a great
I'm
Uber driver.
drunk and hungry,
Yeah.
you know? So we stop and, you know, get a couple tacos, and I'm like, yo, you want anything, man? Like, I got your taco, whatever.
That's probably why he does it. He's like, every
No,
time.
he didn't want anything.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I thought
that's
too.
really brilliant.
That's what I thought too.
You get a drunk dude,
but he didn't accept.
You're giving him a ride. He's like, hey, there's a taco place. 90% of them are going to say yes, and they're going to want to buy you one.
And they're going to want to buy you one,
Yeah,
because they're drunk and like, thanks, man, type of thing. But no, he didn't even want one.
He probably had already had like 7 that night.
He probably did.
Just bringing people back and forth from the fucking the rusty planty, or what was it called? Panty Fleas.
Yeah.
From there to the taco truck, back and forth like a drug mule. That's what this dude's doing.
So I get home and like I wake up the next day and I'm like, oh man, I'm like, did I have tacos last night? I'm like, I did, like. I was like, fuck, like I could feel it,
Yeah.
I could taste it, I could feel it, and like, blah blah blah.
Your guts just.
I'm like, oh. So then, my buddy, Hot Dog, and Hot Dog's wife, I tell them like, the whole story.
Yeah.
And then their friends come over, and their one friend Rod is like, wait, you went to Panty Fleas last night? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you didn't end up in stripper jail? And I'm like, excuse me? He's like, stripper jail. I'm like, the fuck does that mean? And he's like, oh, dude, the last 2 times I went there, I ended up in stripper jail. And fucking Crown, Hot Dog, is like, yeah, dude. He's like, he fucking calls me. He's like, dude, you gotta fucking get down here. He's like, I need $500.
Wow. They take you hostage.
He's like, so the last 2 times he had been there, he needed someone to bail him out of stripper jail
Wow.
because he had way overspent and just didn't have the cash on him.
Yeah.
And
Got carried away.
yeah, he got completely carried away. And one of the 2 times, it was his girlfriend.
She had to come bail him out.
Yeah, she had to come bail him out of stripper jail.
And she's still his girlfriend?
They are still girlfriend and
What a
boyfriend.
trooper. That's what you got to do. That's love.
They actually just called me and said that they might be coming here next month,
Oh, cool.
which I'm really excited about.
If he doesn't
I'm really
spend
hoping,
all the money.
I'm really hoping that they don't. And I was like, well, be careful about the Canadian strip bars.
Yeah.
Because you'll end up in a serious triple jail over there.
Yeah, there's the whole conversion. He's going to get confused because it's Canadian money.
So, yeah. Oh, dude, he won't understand it at all. He'll be like, what do you mean? 500 and now I owe 1,000. Like,
I owe this chick a moose pelt.
I might send him with the spare moose ear that we have here.
That's good. That gets you like an hour.
Yeah, you got a solid hour.
Yeah. You can listen to that's your stripper song is Inagata Devita. The album version.
So anyway, yeah, I did not end up in stripper jail, thankfully, down at Panty Fleas.
So they kind of knew that these girls they'll hustle you.
They're hustlers.
They'll get down. See, I'm telling you, this girl knew it was working. She's like, I'm going to try 2 things. I'm either going to jump right at this guy, and he's going to be one of those lonely guys who falls in love immediately
Right.
and spends all his money on me.
Sure.
Or he'll be so annoyed, he'll just give me money to go away, and I'll just keep annoying him. And he'll just keep, all right, fine, here's $100. Leave me alone.
Right.
And then she
what's
still
funny
got
is-
the money.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is she was like, listen, if you want to hang out, like, you can totally come over to my place tomorrow at noon. And I was like, tomorrow
What?
at noon?
That is a
I'm
bizarre
like,
booty call.
I'm like, that's the last thing I'm going to want to do tomorrow.
At noon?
I'm like, what
That's so
stripper says, hey,
weird.
come over tomorrow at noon?
Strippers aren't even awake at that time.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I won't be awake. I'm so shocked that you think you will be.
That's bizarre. Maybe she will be. Maybe that's why.
Maybe, but
another
it was
guy's
a
leaving.
really funny, like,
That's hilarious.
yeah. So anyway,
Over
I didn't
tomorrow
end
at
up in
noon.
stripper jail, and I also didn't go to stripper house at noon the next day.
Yeah. We have lunch, Rhoda. You showed up in your Sunday best,
Right.
just ready to have brunch. I brought my
Yeah.
mother. She's like, "Oh Jesus." That's so funny, man. That's like out of that whole story. That's the part that I'm like, what?
Yeah, dude, I couldn't believe it either. Like, I would like
A strip club named Panty Fleas. I'm like, I'm sure. Yeah, I can kind of envision how I would love to hear the origin story of the nickname, but I think we can all guess.
Like, when she asked me to come over at noon the next day, I looked at her like a dog that's trying to understand you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like you
My
hit,
head totally tilted to the one side.
you had a treat in your hand and
And
then
I
you
was
hit
like,
it.
I was like,
Open your hand and it was gone.
I'm confused.
Yeah, that's like a vampire inviting you out at noon.
Right.
You
So,
should be in your cave.
So anyway, I got out of there, being able to afford to get home,
Yeah, beautiful.
and I had a good time.
That's good. And now you know for next time when you go to Panty Fleas, you're like when you play a video game and you get to know the level, you're like, there's a guy right at the beginning, got to just shoot him at first. You just walk in, just throwing 20s off to the side.
Just give her $40.
Yeah.
And,
You know the play now.
and you don't have to do anything for the rest of the night.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And they're probably so jealous because all these other girls probably have to do gross things they don't want to do for that money. And someone says, hey, literally, don't touch me, and here's the money.
Yeah,
That's magic. What a magical stripper.
yeah.
She really figured it out. I like that idea of paying someone to leave you alone.
Yeah.
So I have an idea for the, we just had the holidays, and they have the Salvation Army guys all over the place with the bell, the high-pitched ringing of the bell. And
Sure.
I think it's because I'm like a musician, and I've talked to other musicians about this. Like that type of shit gets to me. Like I hear it so much, and you talk to someone who's not like that, who doesn't
More cowbell. You're like, no, less.
as long as it's mixed properly, I guess. But
Sure.
if you're in tops and there's someone with a cowbell just clunk 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 clunk, you're like, I can't even think. You're trying to like read.
What am I here for? Milk?
Yeah, you're trying to think. You're trying to read the thing, and it's just like ding 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 ding, and it's so high pitched. And then you say it, and someone's like, and my girl's like, I didn't even notice that till you said it. I'm like, you ignorance is bliss. But I hear everything, so and it just gets to me, and it's nuts. So this kind of goes to the stripper paying her to go away thing.
Yeah.
I want to set up a system with these guys where it's like, here's $10. Here's $20 because usually they just get quarters. So 10 and a 20 to them is like a brick of gold.
Yeah. Get rid of the stripper and the cowbell.
Yeah. Put the fucking bell down until you see me leave the store. When you see our car pull out, we'll go at it.
Yeah.
But until
then you can hit the cowbell again and make the
Exactly.
stripper come back out.
It's like when you go get like the air pump and you put $1 in and you get a minute. It's like here, how much is $10 gonna get me? 10 minutes of you doing nothing? All right, I'm gonna have to be quick.
All right, I got it.
Because I can't. This is driving me nuts. And they're just and the same. I bet the stripper learned her skills from the Salvation Army. That's where she learned business. She's like annoy people into charity.
Well, that very well could be.
But to come over at noon, that's just bizarre.
It was, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what she had in mind, but
Yeah, but at noon, like what?
nah. I was pretty drunk that night. She might have sold me if it was then.
Yeah, that's when you do things like nobody's ever made a bad decision at noon.
No.
All the bad decisions happen.
I wouldn't have even answered.
She knew? Yeah.
I wouldn't have even heard the phone, probably.
No, that's craziness.
So, but I had a good time overall. You know.
Yeah, but now you have a new spot.
Now I got a new spot, Panty Fleas.
Panty Fleas.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
I got panty fleas on my hot dog. Oh no, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have too many hilarious strip club stories. Cause like you'd go when it's fun with your friends and shit. Like I
Sure.
said, we were down somewhere, and I think same Key West weekend, and we were walking up and down, and we're like, "It's funny. Let's go have a drink at the strip club and see, titties." It's the whole thing. But I'm not like, yeah, I'm gonna go fucking.
Yeah, no.
Not one of those guys. Takes it a little too seriously. But I saw one of those guys, I guess, because we're walking around, and I go up to the bar, and next to me is an older dude, and he's got a pack of buglers, like the rolling tobacco, and he's just set up shop, just rolling cigarettes at the bar. And he's this old man. I was like, it was a Tom Waits song come to life in a strip club, and I just kind of looked at it and was like, bugles, huh?
Bugles.
Wow, I didn't expect to see that. And this dude just shot me a look that was so clean, didn't say anything. He just looked at me and was like, his look just said, like, I am not here to talk to you.
Right.
He was like, I came to a strip club. I'm not going to talk to you about cigarettes. Like, he was just disgusted that I even tried to start conversation. I was like, you're right. You're totally right.
Yeah.
You're not here to listen to me talk about cigarettes. It was amazing. It was like, what was that Pearl Jam song? Elderly woman behind the counter in a small town.
Sure is.
Elderly man rolling buglers at a strip club.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh my God. And there's this bar called the Garden of Eden. which apparently laws are something about having the rooftop of this bar. It's like a 3-story building, and each level, one's a restaurant, one's a sports bar. It's all one place. And then there's the rooftop bar where clothing is optional, like legally. I guess
awesome.
they don't on paper. They don't have food up there. The kitchen's not up there, whatever. They're allowed to do it. So we're like, this is going to be hilarious. We're with a bunch of people, and we're with our one friend who's just, he's had a few at that time, and he didn't really understand where we were going. We just kept going upstairs. And then, like, we get up there, and it's not a Budweiser commercial. It's a bunch of, like, hippies, you know what I mean? Freedom.
Yeah.
One guy with nothing on but a long sleeve, like, T-shirt, you know? Like a crew cut long sleeve shirt and then no pants, which was weird as shit to me.
Right.
Like Winnie the Pooh style. Like shirt, no pants. We're like, all right, of course that guy's going to come here.
Yeah.
There should be a law that you're not allowed to go alone. That's just weird.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
And then there was an African-American gentleman. And we're like, is he wearing a really long belt? Oh, no. Wow. And he was like...
That's no belt.
It was a bunch of not really in shape people. And people who obviously spend their time sitting on a bar stool. They have that body shape.
Right.
And then this Adonis of this Olympic athlete-looking guy. I'm just like, hey, all right, good for him, man. But then our friend who's with us is looking around, and he's starting to put it together in his head what's going on. Because I don't really know if he knew. We just kind of took him there. And then all of a sudden, he's like, everybody's got their dicks out.
Everybody's got their dicks out.
He's like, what?
Hey, did you notice
this whole city?
everyone here is wearing an extra long belt?
Yeah, what is going on here? He's like, this whole city is nothing but bars. Why are we here? And we were just laughing. And then we start descending down the 3-story stairs, and there's people walking up. And they're like, oh, is the thing on the top? We're like, yeah. He starts yelling, don't go up there. You don't know what it's like up there. He's very upset. And the whole thing was really hilarious.
Well, that's awesome.
You guys should implement something like that here on the roof. Yeah, you're right.
I don't think we're going to do it.
Maybe Key West gets better clientele. My favorite joke about Buffalo was from a comedian named Robert Kelly, who said, I love Buffalo, even your skinny people are fat. And that's probably why we don't have a Garden of Eden here.
We don't have a Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
We might be able to create one. I got a bunch of people here that could easily join that. And you won't even see their dicks.
Just be a bunch of bellies hanging out. I guess, the laws are different here. Is there anything on the books about that?
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. There's got to be, though.
Yeah, well, there's levels. There's like, if you can't
There's always levels.
Yeah, there's always levels. You can't serve liquor if it's a full nude strip club or some shit, or you can't serve it within 10 feet of a boob.
Yeah. I was at bars in like Indiana and Illinois and stuff like that where you could bring your own liquor in, but they couldn't serve it. So they would serve you pop
And then
to
you would
mix
just put
with your bottle of Jim Beam.
which is like weird,
It
like
made no sense.
it's like a teenager party.
I'm like, so you can get really drunk.
Yeah, and they don't make any of the money.
And they make
make money on pop.
Right.
And the girls make them on tips, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I've been to a few places like that, like a dinner place where you bring your own bottle of wine and they open it up and pour it, but
sure.
Yeah, that's funny. I guess but that just shows how stupid like a law like that. Like, really, is that rational to anybody? Like, what?
I couldn't believe it. We actually got thrown out of the one strip club because you were only allowed a pint of booze per person to bring in, which, if you're having a really good time, is not that much.
No, but you pregame.
But we went out. I was there working on a job, so I was with like a bunch of guys. There was 4 of us. So like every like half hour or so, we'd go out to the truck. We'd do a couple shots. Well, there was a camera out there, so they caught us on camera doing this, and they fucking threw us out.
Well, yeah, of course that's what people.
But I'm like, dude, still, what difference does it make? Like, we can come here like annihilated, bring in a pint each, and like just get shit tanked. And some people can't even handle a pint. You know,
yeah.
A pint is not a lot, maybe for, some people, but like it's a real lot for certain people.
Oh my God, yeah.
So anyway, we got, they asked us to leave.
That's funny. They're like, no, not out there. In here, you can do ungodly things. But out there, no.
It was so bizarre. It was like somewhere in the middle of Indiana.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't
Places have their weird rules.
know. Yeah,
I mean,
that was one of them.
yeah, I can't imagine like what some uptight Christian Indiana senator, he's like, it's indecent. All right, well, what if we didn't pour the liquor into their cup for them?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's better. God
We'll
likes
just pour
that.
them pop, and
Yeah.
they can bring their own in.
And they can pour the liquor in. Yes. Jesus is happy.
That seems right.
Yeah. Like, all right, dude, whatever. Clunk, clunk, adjourned. We
So
have
fucking
decided.
bizarre.
It is.
So
it's hilarious.
fucking bizarre.
Oh, man.
But whatever, to each their own. And I had a great time that entire.
You're gonna figure it out. Drunk people are gonna figure it out.
Of course we will.
Yeah. They're gonna get it done. So you might as well just get all the money from them to get it done.
Right. So that was a great 2-week trip though. All through the Midwest. And the Midwest is a wonderful place
Yeah.
and a strange place.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of different things going on there than there are here.
It's big. It's just those some of
Gigantic.
those states are just Wyoming is just a big. It's all beautiful and everything.
It
But
really is.
well, it's like Alaska. People talk about how in Alaska you just go nuts. Because, the sun doesn't go down for how many months at a time.
Sometimes,
And
depending
you're
on what part of Alaska.
super
you're in, yeah.
isolated up there.
Yeah.
It's like,
The sun doesn't come up sometimes for months.
yeah, it's like, and it's to get anywhere is like a week of travel.
Could you imagine if it was just dark for like 3 months?
That would be crazy.
I don't know. I mean, that's
Maybe
something.
Maybe that stripper was from Alaska.
Maybe.
So noon to her is still nighttime.
Yeah.
Because it's still dark out.
She's just got really dark shades.
Yeah, I have blackout shades.
Yeah.
Oh, that's strange.
Just knock 3 times and don't let me come to the door because I don't want to see the light.
Yeah. I mean, because, you're up all night partying. That first little peak of light comes in the window. Everybody just, nope.
Yeah.
Just shut it down.
It's burning my skin.
In Alaska, you don't have to worry about that.
No, you certainly don't.
And then you have to worry about nothing but that.
Right.
Yeah. Too bad for people. But, the Midwest isn't that bad, but it's still like the emptiness of it, the openness of it. We don't live in a big metropolitan area, but we're very close to a lot of metropolitan areas.
Sure.
It doesn't take that much to get there.
Nope.
To just be out there. I know from traveling, you do feel the physical distance if you go
where I was,
somewhere
this was
far
not
away.
that far from, it wasn't that far from Notre Dame.
Oh, okay.
So, but Notre Dame, they don't want to hear about that shit. Strippers.
No.
There's no strippers.
No. Just studies in football.
That's right.
All right. Captain's Jug of Thoughts. We got more stories. We got more things to say. Tell your friends. Spread the word.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to help us get out there is you helping us spread the word.
That's right. We just want to get bigger and better.
You tell 2 friends, and then they tell 2 friends.
And then we'll start unleashing the really good stories.
Yeah, that's going to get weird.
Super weird.
You make sure everybody's in. The doors will close and lock behind you.
Yep.
It'll be like the end of Carrie.
Ouch.
It's going to get weird. All right. Yeah, thanks.
See you next time.
This is the Captain's Jug of Thoughts podcast. Recorded at the Ontario House, the Stone Jug.